I will explain the mysterious house, the Amityville Horror. The events of the Amityville Horror are based on the experiences of the Lutz family, who moved into a house in Amityville, New York in December 1975. The house had previously been the site of a gruesome murder, in which Ronald DeFeo Jr. had killed his parents and 4 siblings in November 1974. The Lutz family consisted of George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children. They had purchased the house at a discounted price $80,000, as it was known to be the site of the DeFeo murders. The family claimed to have experienced a series of terrifying paranormal events during their 28-day stay in the house, including strange odors, cold spots, and mysterious slime oozing from the walls. The Lutz family also reported seeing ghostly apparitions, including a demonic figure with glowing eyes that allegedly haunted the family's daughter Missy. Other members of the family claimed to have been physically attacked by unseen forces, including being slapped, pushed, and even levitated. The family eventually fled the house and contacted the media, sparking widespread interest in the case. The story was later turned into a best-selling book by author Jay Anson, which was published in 1977. However, the validity of the Lutz family's claims has been widely disputed, with some suggesting that the story was a hoax designed to profit from public interest in the paranormal. Skeptics have pointed out inconsistencies in the Lutz family's accounts, and others have suggested that they may have been influenced by the popular horror film The Exorcist, which had been released a few years earlier. Despite these criticisms, the story of the Amityville Horror remains a cultural phenomenon and has inspired numerous adaptations in film and television. The house in Amityville has changed hands several times since the Lutz family's stay, and while there have been occasional reports of paranormal activity, there is no concrete evidence to support the claims made by the Lutz family. In addition to the controversial claims made by the Lutz family, there were also questions about the role of Ed and Lorraine Warren in the story. The Warrens were paranormal investigators who were called in by the Lutz family to investigate the house. They claimed to have found evidence of demonic possession and other supernatural activity, and their involvement helped to popularize the story. However, the Warrens have been criticized by skeptics for their unscientific approach to investigating paranormal phenomena, and some have suggested that they may have exaggerated their findings in order to further their own interests. Despite this, the Warrens continued to investigate the paranormal and were involved in many high-profile cases, including the Enfield Poltergeist in England. Another controversy surrounding the Amityville Horror is the fact that the house itself has changed significantly since the events of the story. The iconic quarter-moon windows, which were featured prominently in the film adaptations, were actually added to the house after the Lutz family's stay. The house has also been renovated several times, making it difficult to recreate the exact environment in which the alleged events occurred. One of the most controversial aspects of the Amityville horror story is the involvement of the Lutz family's lawyer, William Weber. Weber was a friend of Ronald DeFeo Jr.'s defense attorney and had allegedly discussed the idea of creating a book or film based on the DeFeo murders with the Lutz family before they moved into the house. After the Lutz family fled the house, Weber approached a writer named Jay Anson to help him develop the story into a book. Anson conducted interviews with the Lutz family and other witnesses and wrote The Amityville Horror, which was published in 1977 and became a bestseller. Weber later admitted that he and the Lutz family had created this horror story over many bottles of wine. He claimed that they had concocted the story as a way to make money, and that many of the events described in the book were either exaggerated or completely fabricated. Despite these claims, the Lutz family continued to maintain that their experiences in the house were genuine. In interviews and public appearances, they defended the veracity of their story and suggested that they had been unfairly attacked by skeptics and critics. Another controversial aspect of the Amityville horror story is the role of the media in shaping public perceptions of the case. The story was widely covered by newspapers, magazines, and television news programs, and it quickly became a sensation. However, many critics suggested that the media had failed to investigate the story properly and had instead simply accepted the Lutz family's claims at face value. In the years since the events of the Amityville Horror, numerous investigations and studies have been conducted in an attempt to determine the truth behind the story. However, despite the ongoing debates and controversies, the story remains one of the most enduring and iconic tales in the history of paranormal phenomena.